45 The story of Pinecone City within the land called the Changers Church Valley Reservation. The reason we called this, as you know, Pinecone City was when we got there the ground was covered with pine cones everywhere. There were pine trees as straight as can be, and we used these trees to build some of the buildings here. We set up everything here for camping, fishing, and hunting. There is a stream, but not really big enough to put good-sized boat in. Only small boats can be used here. The population of Pinecone City has 200 residents. Has 260 homes, stores, factories, hotel, dinner and bank, horse stable with fix-it shop. The Changer Church main office, church, council, court, jail, church, school, county school and city hall, general store, laundromat, barber's shop, hairdresser, small hospital, dentist, movie theater, gospel music, dance hall. When the town gets bigger, there are more businesses added. I got here about dinner time and I went to the front desk of the church and I said, "Is there any mail for me?" The person behind the counter said, "Who are you? I know you have not seen me before, but my picture is behind you." They got up and looked at that picture and then at me. Then said, "Finally I get to meet you." I said, "Okay, that is good," and shook their hand and told them, "Keep up the good work." I said, "If anyone needs me, I will be in my office, okay?" The person said, "Okay, and you do have some messages and I put them on your desk." The person said, "I know your name but really never noticed what you look like until now. There are others on the wall too you should get to know, for they are all board members in Tone Diddle." The person said, "Okay," then looked at the pictures as I walked away. I got to my office and looked at the messages, and just about all of them are from City Hall. This morning, I called ahead and told them I would be here. I made some phone calls and went to the dinner and got something to eat and then went to City Hall. When I got there and I went up to the front desk and said, "Is there any messages for me?" The person behind the counter said, "Hold on for a minute," and made a phone call. It was not long when someone come out I seemed to know. Yes, it was one of the people at one of the other towns I went to. I was wondering why they're here. I said, "I have seen you in one of the other towns I went to." The person said their son was in trouble and they had to go there to see if they could fix things, but their son had caused too much trouble that they could not get them out of it. I said, "I remember now. He was the one that took things and tried to sell them." The person said, "That is the one. How is he doing anyway?" I said, "He is doing fine and following the rules now that he knows what they are." I said, "Did you give him the book of rules so he could study them, and he should have learned all the rules in school too? He was homeschooled and we forgot to get the new rule book, and in the old rule book some of the new rules was not in there." Then they said we messed up and the kid paid for it. So that is why I tried to talk to you, but once I know the new rules I just could not fight it. I am now one of the teachers that teach the rule book now in the school now. After that we do not want other kids not knowing the new rules when they go out into the world to work. Part-time I do all the accounting for City Hall and the police station. And once in a while I will go to the church and dinner and do theirs. The bank has their own accountant. Well, we kind of have a problem here and I know you can solve it. He said, "Follow me." I followed him and he took me to the jail, and this good-sized kid was in there. The person said this and told me his name. I said, "Okay, what has he done?" The kid said, "I come into town and tried to buy stuff with the money I had, but no one would sell me anything, and made a call and now I am here." I said, "We do not use money here and nowhere within our town system either." I said, "The only way you can buy stuff here is with your ID card. If you do not have one, you cannot buy anything here." I said, "Let him, and I want you to come with me, okay? I am the one in charge in the whole town, okay? I just want to talk to see if we can help you or not, or send you back where you come from." The boy said okay, and when we opened the door he tried to race by me, but I got his arm as he went by me. He said, "Let me go so I can go back home." I said, "All I want to do is talk to you and find out where you come from, so if you do want to go back home, someone can come and get you. I do not want you roaming around in the woods around here, for there are many wolves, bears around here, so it is better for someone to come and get you, okay?" Then the boy calmed down and said okay, and he followed me to my office and we talked for quite some time, and finally he said, "Okay, what do I need to do to stay here?" I said, "You have to have someone bring your ID and birth records, and then we can put you in our system, and then you can get your own ID, and then you can go to work and make your own money and have a place to live." Then he said who his parents was and told me what town he was from, and I made some phone calls and got a hold of his mom, and boy was she glad to hear he was okay. He has been gone for almost 3 weeks now. I said to her where we are, and she said that we do not have enough money to get here. I said, "What is going on where you are at? Is there jobs there?" She said, "There are very few jobs there, and right now no one is working and we are having a hard time to eat." I said, "Give me an address and we will come and get you and give you all a job after training classes, okay?" She said, "There are 6 of us. The son you have is the oldest. The youngest one is 12. I said, "That is okay. We have schools here too." I said, "Okay, we will be there as soon as I can send someone to come and get you. Pack your stuff, and within 2 days you will hear from us when we will be there. I will have them call to find out what we need to come and get you all." I said to the kid, "I would like for you to follow me around today and see what I do." The kid said, "Wow, that might be fun then. I have never been to a place like this before where everyone has fun and even has a job." I said, "Okay, it is time to go to the courtroom." When the kid found out I was the judge, here he turned all wild as a ghost. I guess he really did not know who I really was. When the court was over, I had his folder on my desk. I just took it with me to my office. Then I come and got the kid and we went back to my office. I told him that I want his word that he will not run off, for your mom and family will be here in 2 days, and then all of you can have your own house too. And everyone over 18 can get a job too, and or even have their own place if they want it. He said, "You mean if I want it I can have my own place?" I said, "You can. There is something that all of you have to do first." Then he looked at me and said, "What we all have to do? Everyone that comes here has to take a class to learn the rules and how things are run here. For this place is one of a kind. We do things to help people to raise their children so their children can raise their own children. So the training classes will help everyone to learn how to live here and what they have to do too." He said, "Okay, then all of us have to take the class." I said, "Yes, all of you are the youngest one, 12, so all you will have to take the class. And once you all take the class, you will all be given your ID here and then be shown how to use it." He just looked at me with, "What kind of place is this?" I said, "You're in the Changers Church Valley Reservation. We have heard of this place and it is all good things, so I headed this way so I can find out for myself what this place is all about." I said, "You will find out what it is soon." I said, "So you going to run off in the night, or will you still be here in the morning, or do I have to lock you back up?" He said, "Where my whole family will be here in 2 days." He then said, "I will be here in the morning." I said, "Okay, then you can come with me then." I said, "Follow me then," and we went to the hotel and we both got a room, and I said, "You bring him some cloths to his room." I said, "It is supper time and let's go eat." He said, "I can handle that." We went to the dinner and we sat and ate, and he had 3 plates. I said, "In time you will have to pay for your own food, so you might want to slow down on some of that." He said the only thing he had to eat was 1 plate they brought him today, and he was hungry, for it had been a while since I had a big meal. I said that okay for right now, for it is time to get some sleep. We went back to our rooms and I know he took a shower and put on clean cloths. I sent housekeeping to get his dirty cloths and have them wash them for him. In the morning his cloths was clean by the door. I knocked on the door and soon he came to the door and said, "Wow, it is early." I said, "It is breakfast time and let's go." He said, "Breakfast? What is that? We never had that." I said, "You might like this then." He got dressed and took his clothes in the room and we went to the dinner. Once he found out what we have for breakfast, he got 2 plates. Wow, I did not know what a good breakfast was. We used to get milk and eggs on toast. I said, "Okay, we have to go to my main office today, so when your mom gets there we will already be there. So you can get used to the place we are going, so when you mom and the rest get there you can show them around and help them settle in." He said, "That sounds good to me." After we ate, we went back to the hotel and got our things and we headed to the OHM Toyne, and just as we got there the train showed up. And it took them a few minutes to get unloaded so we can get on. I went to my train car and he followed me and I said, "You can come with me to my car." He said, "You have your own car. I have one on the train that comes to get me. Once they find out where I am at, they put my car on the train, so when they come and get me, my car will be on the train." He said, "Wow, you must be really important." I said, "I am the judge for every town in the whole valley. But I am not the only judge. There are others too that make their rounds like I do. They ask my car too. We are trying to add one of cars to every train here, so no matter what, when they come to each town I will have a car to go to. So they do not have to move the cars to another train all the time." He said, "Wow, I would like to have my own train car too." I said, "You want to train for a job that you have to travel like we do all the time? You might be able to use my car to go where you need to go. Just have to make sure you clean it before you get off." He said, "Okay, for there should not be much to keep it clean." I said, "Not much, but sometimes you have to clean it because of all the dust that comes in. It is time to go and sit down. The train is starting to move, and once it gets going you can move around some, but not too much, for there is corners and some will move you around in here." He said, "Okay, what do you do when you have to go to another town?" They know when I get to the town I want, and then they ring the bell in here and I get off in that town. I said, "I have a book you can start to read." I passed him one of my rule books and he started to read it. All I keep hearing is "Wow, and that sounds like fun." He said, "You have everything here and even a theme park." Said, "I think there is 3 now." He said, "Can I work at one?" I said, "You can if you want. Just have to get trained for it first." He said, "Okay, sounds like fun." I said, "On your days off you get to write free too." He said, "Really? Wow, even better." Then he said, "All train rides are free everywhere." I said, "Why they are free is the money you get paid is for food and other things. If everyone had to pay for the train rides, then that would take away their food money and other things. So there are so many things here that are free. That is why the wages is low here, for you do not need much to live and get what you want here. Just keep reading, okay?" He keep reading and keep saying, "Wow, and really you can do this here in Toadle." We got to Toadle and I took him to the front desk and then to my office. Someone come to my office and said, "What do you need done?" I said, "This young man needs to be trained and I want you to send someone to get his mom and brother and sisters and his dad if he is around." He said his dad is someplace looking for work and he calls in once in a while. Find them and then call them to find out where they are at and what you need to move them and bring them all here. Even if they have relatives, bring them too. I passed them the folder and said everything is here on what needs to be done with everyone that shows up, okay? The person took the folder and left with the kid. I did some follow-up about a week later and I guess they brought just about the whole town I heard they brought a little over 400 back with them. Luck we have a lot of freight cars empty to load all their stuff in, so when they go to the new place we can ship it to them from here. We have about 600 empty freight cars, empty most of the time. Why we have so many? Sometimes we have to ship a lot of supplies to a new town and it could take up to 300 cars at a time for them to go back and forth. That is not including all the other towns too. Most of the ones that come here only filled a little bit over half of the freight car. So this way it was easy to keep track of each one who it went to. I checked back about 3 weeks later and most of them got jobs and places to live, and the kid got a job at one of the theme parks he wanted, and I guess he is have fun when he is not working. I made some calls and find out why some of them are still here, for it seems like some of them are different religions and they seem not to want to hear of our ways. I guess we just have anyone not want to hear about our ways, and they will not do what needs to be done here. Just have to figure out what to do with them. Time will solve many problems once the children go to school here and learn our ways. The parents might not like it, but if they want to live here they have to follow our rules, and if they do not, they can be taken back to their town where they come from and left there. I think once they learn that, they might want to follow the rules. We will see. We will give the one more week. If they seem to defy us, we will just send them back. Because like every city, town, government has their own rules that everyone has to follow, and if they do not, they go to jail or get sent back home to their home country. Same here. So it is time to say goodbye for now, and I will see you in the next city.